Hello and welcome to the Program of Studies presentation. I am Christina Donovan, the Supervisor of School Counseling K through 12, and I'm so excited for you to join us and learn all about Princeton High School. The goals for our presentation today is to discuss the Program of Studies, to go over our course selection process, an overview of the graduation requirements for Princeton High School. Then you're going to hear from our supervisors in their content areas, as well as athletic information. Some important people that you'd like to get to know at Princeton High School include our acting principal, Jared Warren, our two assistant principals, Cecilia Burge and Rashawn Johnson, as well as our content area supervisors. For English and Social Studies, that's Miss Stephanie Greenberg. For Mathematics and Business, Miss Stephanie Tidwell. For Science, Marujala Baja. For World Languages and ESL, it's Priscilla Russell. For Special Education, it's Crystal Riddick. For PE, Health, and the Director of Athletics, it's Brian Dubinsky. For Visual and Performing Arts, Patrick Lenahan. And of course, I am the Supervisor of School Counseling, Christina Donovan. On the screen right now are some more important people that you should get to know at Princeton High School. Let's start with your school counselor. School counselors are assigned by your last name. You would work with your school counselor for all 4 years that you're in high school. For example, if your last name started with an A, your school counselor would be Mr. Tom Philippone. Your school counselor will be meeting with students in the upcoming weeks to start the course selection process. This will be, for our rising freshmen, the first opportunity that you'll get to know your school counselor. School counselors are the multi-tool of the school building. They can help you with all different aspects of your high school career. So it's really important to start that relationship often and early. In addition to that, if your child has an IEP, you also are assigned a child study team member. This is another safe adult in the building to help both your transition to high school and year over year. We also have a college advisor, Mrs. Naperna Shaw. We have our wonderful Dean of Students, Mrs. Diana Ligas, who you'll get to know pretty well if you're a rising freshman, as she's in charge of most of our transition events. We have our SAC, who is also in charge of our Mindful Mentors program, Mrs. Michelle Szymborski, and then our Idea Center and Service Learning Coordinator, Dr. Andrea Dinan. Every student will complete a community service project. This starts in 10th grade. The other really wonderful thing about the Idea Center is it provides free tutoring for our students. It's an incredible benefit to our student body that they can receive tutoring from peers, teachers, and even Princeton University students in every subject area. Although this presentation is geared for our rising 9th grade class, we do understand that you may be new to the district, or perhaps you're a private school student who's looking at Princeton High School. We welcome you. Please call the PHS registrar, Mrs. Scala, at 609-806-4282 to schedule an appointment. Appointments are scheduled in April after spring break. If you go onto our website, there is a pre-registration form that you do need to fill out that shows that you live in district and your intention to come to Princeton High School. You would want to complete that prior to reaching out to Mrs. Scala for your appointment. Let's take a moment to look at what the daily schedule at Princeton High School looks like. The day starts at 8:20 a.m. As I told students when I met with them this week, at 8:20 a.m. you are expected to be in your first period class ready to learn. It's very important that you go to your locker and get your seat prior to that 8:20 start time. There is no homeroom, so this is when school starts. We have cycle days at Princeton High School, A through F. The A through D days are 8-period days, and you see all of your classes. On E and F days, these are longer blocks of time, and you only meet with 4 classes. There is also a rotating schedule. It allows for longer and shorter periods, as we just discussed, and it really maximizes opportunity for deeper thinking, educational exploration, and certain projects like your labs and your sciences. When I mentioned rotating schedule, what this means is that your first period is not always at 8:20 a.m. Period 1 on your first day on an A day would be period 1, but the next day it would be period 2. It may sound confusing, but the students get the hang of it pretty quickly. The reason for this is that perhaps your child is not the most awake at 8:20 in the morning. And let's say they struggle in math. Well, now they won't have math first period every single day. It also helps our athletes who used to miss their 8th period class almost every day that they had a game. Now that period is not the same class every single day, which really allows our students to maximize their experience in sports and also learning. It's a wonderful transition for our students to make sure that they're able to have a happy, healthy freshman experience. In addition to this, we also have break. That's where our entire school takes lunch at the same time. I know. When I first started at Princeton High School, the thought scared me. But now I have come to embrace and love it. It's a wonderful time where no matter who you have classes with, you can always see your friends. And guess what? The students' break is not our break, so it's also a great time to stop in, get some extra help from a teacher, or even meet with your school counselor. And as you will see, students occupy every inch of this building. So in the spring, they're playing frisbee on the lawn, they're meeting in groups at the Idea Center. It really is a vibrant part of the day. Over your 4 years at Princeton High School, there are certain graduation requirements. All students are required to have 20 credits or 4 years in English, 15 credits in social studies, which includes 2 years of U.S. history and 1 year of world history, 15 credits in mathematics, including algebra 1 and geometry, 15 credits in science, which includes biology, then a choice between chemistry, physics, or environmental science, and a 3rd year lab science. For every year that you're in high school, students do take PE and health. 1 year of a world language, although we strongly encourage 3 to 4 years for college. 5 credits or 1 year in visual and performing arts. These would include things like choir, band, and studio art. 5 credits in 21st century life and career skills, which includes courses such as business courses and computer programming, etc. In addition, 2.5 credits in financial literacy, which is your economics, entrepreneurship, or personal finance course. Students participate in peer group in grade 9, community service in grade 10. They must display proficiency on state exams. And this year, we've added racial literacy as that holds true to our values as a school. In total, students need to earn 120 credits. On average, a student takes between 35 and 40 credits each year they're in high school, so you can see that reaching 120 credits is not that difficult. The state of New Jersey requires certain testing proficiency in order to graduate high school. This does vary based upon your graduating year, and more information will be available to you. Let's look at a typical freshman schedule. All students take English 1, U.S. History 1, and PE and freshman health. Then we have placements. In science, your placement is either biology or biology accelerated. In mathematics, it can vary, with most freshmen taking geometry or geometry accelerated. You have your world language placement. For students that are in district, it typically is either French or Spanish, but there are some wonderful opportunities to take level 1 languages as well, something like Italian or Latin or even Mandarin. Then you also have room for 2 electives. These can be 2 full year, 4 semester, or any combination of that. Now that we've gone over the freshman schedule, there are some reminders as well. Students may take a free period versus a full schedule. Every student is required to take 30 credits to advance to the next grade level, but perhaps your child is participating in varsity sports, maybe they're in a very rigorous club such as speech and debate, and they need a free period during their day. That's absolutely fine. We strongly encourage students as rising freshmen, though, to select a full course load and then have a look at their balance. It's always easier to drop a course than it is to add a class in the fall. When we talked about placements before, that's your teacher recommendations, grades, and performance which determine the class placements. But this can change by the end of the year. If your child received a placement that they're not happy with, they should work with their teacher to see what level of proficiency they need to demonstrate in order to go into the course that they want to. The same works the other way. If you received a placement that you're very happy with, that doesn't mean you can stop doing work now. You have to make sure you're maintaining that until the end of the school year. It's really important to us that students have a balanced freshman and actually high school career. So keep in mind your students' extracurricular load when choosing classes. We've provided you with a time management tool that will help you. It's a wonderful opportunity to sit down with your child to have a look at all the courses that they're taking and what the average homework is for each one, and then your extracurricular activities, time for leisure, time for sleep, and see if it fits. We've provided this tool again so that you can make educated decisions in ensuring that you do have a happy, healthy, successful freshman year. It's really important to learn how to balance these pieces. I've been talking so much about the different classes, we haven't even got to my favorite part yet. There is over 120 clubs run at PHS. By the end of the school year, we're usually up to about 135. There's everything from very serious commitments, such as Model UN, the Tower newspaper, or yearbook, to things that are a little bit more fun, like the Club Soda Club, where you can drink club soda and pop popcorn on a Friday afternoon. There's sports-type clubs, such as Frisbee and badminton. There's publications, such as Spork, my personal favorite, which is our culinary magazine. Think of it as the Bon Appetit for Princeton High School. School is so much more than just the academics. It's the community, and that's what makes these opportunities so exciting. There is a club fair, and so you have an opportunity for your child to see all the different clubs. My advice to students is always sign up for anything you're interested in and just go to one meeting. The club leaders are not going to shake you down in the hallway and ask why you didn't go to the second, but at least it'll give you an opportunity to see some like-minded students and if you're interested. Help your child learn about their various interests. We really want to encourage you to come to electives, clubs, sports. And you don't have to just participate. Be a spectator. Come see your friends and support them. You should see our incredible opportunities, our sports games, our choir performances, the spring musical. There's so many different opportunities to be involved. So it starts here this evening, but there are many paths to finishing high school. Mercer County Technical School does offer students the opportunity to apply as 8th graders for their full-day 4-year technical programs. They have a Health Science Academy, a STEM Academy, and the Academy of Culinary Arts. You can see the links here for more information. There are a variety of programs that our Shared Time Technical program offers students at Princeton High School. This is available for juniors and seniors, and programs range from auto to culinary to architecture to graphic design. There is even an option to earn up to 13 college credits through Mercer County Community College, from advertising to pre-engineering to music technology. Work with your school counselor to ensure that you meet your graduation requirements prior to applying in the spring of your sophomore year. Another opportunity afforded to our students is to attend Princeton University's high school program. In order to qualify, you do need to exhaust the curriculum in one subject area. It's open to our juniors and seniors. You need a minimum overall 3.5 unweighted GPA, an A- or higher in all courses in that content area. You need high SAT, SAT2, and AP scores, which are determined year over year by the university. You also need a teacher recommendation. Princeton University reserves the right to change prerequisites year over year, which is why it's important, if you're interested, to keep looking at what their current requirements are. There is a process for advancing courses. There's an approval process in place with deadlines. These are typically released in early March. There's a potential for summer programming and placement testing. You're going to want to discuss this with your classroom teacher and department supervisors. Students' history, performance, interest, and plan are factors for consideration, and it is applicable for world languages, science, and math. It's important to note that if you advance over a course, you are not eligible to take a class at Princeton University. Well, that was a lot of information, so here's some more future considerations. There's various electives from each department, everything from dance to philosophy to app design. Really take some time and review the program of studies and the elective cheat sheet to see the courses that interest you. There's a 3-year research course which our science supervisor will discuss. There's senior project and so much more. Princeton High School really is a vibrant learning community, and I'm excited for you to be on campus and experience it with us. I will now turn it over to our supervisors for their presentations.
Hello, students and families. My name is Stephanie Greenberg, and I'm the Supervisor of Humanities for Princeton Public Schools, grades 7 through 12. and I'm going to speak to you about the English and Social Studies departments at Princeton High School. Now, I realize that you have likely been trying to process a lot of information, and you might be feeling a little bit overwhelmed. If that's the case, I have good news for you. The good news is that you have very few decisions that you have to make regarding freshman year in the humanities department. All students at Princeton High School who are freshmen take English 1. And as I'll explain in a minute, all freshmen take US 1 in the Social Studies department. The only decision that you need to make about freshman year is whether or not it would make sense for a student to enroll in our English Plus class. The English Plus class offers supplemental support for students who would benefit from some extra development in literacy skills. They are taught by English teachers in a small class size. So putting that aside, freshmen take English 1, sophomores take English 2, juniors take either English 3 or AP English 3, and seniors take either English 4 or AP English 4. And then as you'll see on the right column of the slide, we have a wide variety of electives that are offered in the English department that are quite popular. We have everything from creative writing to great books classes to a new game design class. We offer a literature and social justice class. And we also offer classes that are a little bit more about sort of video production, like video production 1 and 2, multimedia special effects, etc. Hello everyone, this is Stephanie Greenberg again, and now we are turning our attention to the Social Studies department. So as I mentioned before, all incoming freshmen are required to take US History 1. Sophomores have the choice between either US History 2 or AP US History. Juniors have a similar choice between either World History or AP World History, and all three of those classes are graduation requirements. Senior year, the options open up a little bit. Students can take AP European History, AP Government and Politics, or any of the electives that are listed on the right-hand side of the slide. We have classes in racial literacy and justice, in current events. We have great classes that focus on different regions of the world, like Latin America and Africa, the Middle East and Russia. And we also have some year-long classes, electives in social studies, like human behavior and accelerated sociology. So we look forward to seeing you in our social studies department classes.
Good evening, my name is Stephanie Tidwell, and I'm the Math and Business Education Supervisor for Princeton Public Schools. I'm just going to review some of the information regarding courses in the department. Freshmen entering Princeton High School from another school district or private school will take Algebra 1 as their first year math course. If you are a current 8th grader in Algebra 1, you will take Geometry as your math course. The high school is committed to providing all students with successful educational opportunities. As such, the department provides plus classes as academic support to assist students in raising their comprehension levels in mathematics. For example, a student needing additional content support in geometry can take the Geometry Plus course concurrently with the geometry course. However, rising 9th graders may not take any other math courses concurrently beyond the Plus coursework. Parents and students can review the guidelines for taking concurrent courses in the program of studies. If you are currently in an accelerated program, such as Algebra 2, you will take Geometry or Geometry Accelerated. This chart provides you with an example of the different math pathways that a student may take while at Princeton High School. Additionally, the department offers 2 full-year computer science course options to meet the graduation practical art requirement: Python programming and computer science principles. Python is strictly a computer programming course. Computer Science Principles is a service class that covers wireless networking and 50% coding and programming. Both advance directly to Java. However, if you take the Principles course, some additional criteria may be required to move on to Java. Thank you for your time, and we are very excited about you joining us. If there are any further questions, please use the contact information listed on this slide. Also know that the current recommendations are initial placements that will be reviewed towards the end of the school year for schedule finalization. Additionally, you should pay attention to the Princeton High School website for information regarding summer math opportunities and computer science placement. Thank you very much.
Good evening. My name is Mridula Bajaj, and I'm the Science Supervisor for Princeton Public Schools. The goal of the Science Department at Princeton Public Schools is to make the world of science relevant, real, and accessible to all students by using inquiry-based methods of investigation and research to foster a better understanding and appreciation of the world around them and to prepare them to become scientifically literate and aware citizens of this ever-changing local and global society. We want your child's experience to be thought-provoking and challenging as they grapple with analyzing real-world problems via not just hands-on but minds-on activities. With the focus on critical thinking and problem solving, the high school science curriculum is founded on the in-depth study of the three core courses: biology, chemistry, and physics. And we expect students to take all three. You may ask, why physics? Because physics is considered to be a building block for a range of STEM disciplines: science, technology, engineering, and math, and taking the course in high school is strongly correlated with getting a degree in a STEM field. So if you're planning to pursue any of the STEM courses in college, plan on taking at least 1 year of physics at high school. The contemporary issues and approaches of the three core courses are supplemented with a variety of electives and AP courses, allowing students to not only fulfill the science requirements, but also pursue their interests in an array of science topics through rigorous and relevant courses ranging from planetary science to forensics to organic chemistry to AP physics. Please refer to the program of studies for course descriptions and eligibility. Please choose the courses depending upon where your interests lie and what you are passionate about. There are three science course options for freshmen: Biology 1, Accelerated Biology 1, and Introduction to Engineering and Exercise Science. The Introduction to Engineering and Exercise Science course is a new course which was introduced September 2020. It is a hands-on course where students working collaboratively adopt a problem-solving mindset to identify a real-world issue and then research, design, test, and present a best-fit solution to the problem. This course is especially recommended for students who might not be ready for the more vocabulary-intensive biology course. The placement process for the Accelerated Bio course involves a placement test, analysis of 7th and 8th grade performance in science, math, and English, as well as teacher assessment of the students' markers of future success. It is our belief that this multidimensional view of the student's performance in school allows for placement in the best learning environment. The recommendations are reviewed again towards the end of the year, and any necessary changes are made before finalization. The Science Department recommends that students consider their full course load and extracurricular activities when deciding on a science placement. The transition to high school for most ninth graders is difficult and can be compounded by the workload demanded in the accelerated curriculum. Please take the time to make the right choice for your student and know that students can take accelerated and AP courses in the subsequent years of school regardless of ninth grade placement. Other science opportunities include Science Olympiad, Science Bowl, upper level Olympiad tests and content areas, and many others. If you have any questions or if I can assist you in any way, please email me. Thank you.
Hello, my name's Priscilla Russell, and I'm the District Supervisor for World Languages, ESL, and the Dual Language Immersion Program. Tonight I'm going to talk to you about World Languages and ESL at Princeton High. As you can see, we offer 6 languages. For French and Spanish, we offer 2 pathways, an accelerated pathway and a regular college prep pathway. These begin at the low levels and go up through AP and also include a cinema course in French cinema and one in Latin American studies. In Latin, we offer Latin 1 through 4. Sometimes we have students who would like to take the Latin AP, and they study with one of our Latin teachers for this exam. For Italian, Mandarin, and Japanese, we offer levels 1 through AP. As you've as you've been told, the state has a 1-year requirement in world languages for graduation. Not enough to gain proficiency in a language. But here at Princeton High School, again, as you've heard, we strongly recommend 3 to 4 years of one language, or 3 years of one language and 2 years of another language. These prolonged sequences really help to build proficiency. Pretty soon, students are going to receive a placement recommendation from their 8th grade world languages teachers at the middle school, Charter, and Cranberry. And counselors will place students in a language class according to this recommendation. So not higher and not lower. Teachers will review these recommendations in May. Now, what does this mean? It means that right now, in January of 8th grade, teachers they know students pretty well, and they have made a recommendation for a level of Spanish or French, or from the middle school, Mandarin for next year. Now, sometimes students are disappointed with the recommendation that's been made, and then they decide, okay, I really want to be in a different level of a language, and so I'm going to start participating, doing all my work, earning good grades. And then in May, probably the teacher will change the recommendation and for a higher level, let me know, and I'll let the guidance counselors know so they can change the registration. Now, conversely, and sadly, if a student receives a recommendation now, is all excited about it, yay, I'm in the class I want to be in, I don't have to do much more work, and actually stops working, then in May, the teacher will change that recommendation, will lower it. And unfortunately, this has happened at various times. And again, the teacher will talk to me about this, and we'll make the changes for registration. So I guess the moral is that it's all up to students to decide where they want to be in their language placements. Now, beginning levels of language are open to all students who have no proficiency in the language, who have not studied it. We do not, however, offer French 1 at the high school. I've never had many requests for it. So generally, if somebody would like to start learning French but doesn't have a background in it, I would generally, they get in touch with me via email, and I'll give some suggestions, some books, maybe programs, tutors for the student to start working on French and then fit into French 2 when September comes. This happens several times a year. So especially if a student has a strong background in one of the other Romance languages, then getting up to snuff in French is fairly easy. So students who have proficiency in Latin, Mandarin, Japanese, or Italian, or even French and Spanish, and haven't studied these languages at the middle school, because we don't offer Latin and Japanese and Italian at the middle school, they should contact me by email very soon, so that we can set up a placement evaluation with the appropriate teacher. And our placement evaluations consist of writing an essay to a prompt and having an interview with the teacher. The Japanese and the Mandarin proficiency evaluations are actually very detailed. And we usually get it pretty right in what level we assign the student. So that's something to keep in mind for very soon, to let me know by email. Students may choose to study more than one language. They may choose 2 languages. Once in a while, we have someone who's just in love with languages and wants to do 3 and can fit it in. And of course, there's a group of children coming up from the middle school who had been studying 2 languages all along, either French and Mandarin or Spanish and Mandarin. So we do encourage a couple of languages. Now, students who are coming from schools other than Charter, Cranberry, and the middle school will need to have a placement evaluation. That's set up by sending me an email. Sometimes the guidance counselor gives us a heads up, and then I will set it up with the appropriate teacher to have this evaluation. And we're usually pretty good about getting these done rather quickly, except in the middle of the summer, then sometimes we have a hard time. So that's about our world languages. Now, our ESL program, we have a robust ESL program at the high school. We have offerings, ESL offerings in science and math, social studies, and then in English, we offer co-taught English classes at each grade level. There's an English teacher and an ESL teacher in the classroom. We have a welcome center for students who are coming with, sometimes with interrupted formal education and need some extra support before they go into our regular program. And placement in ESL is determined by screening that we do for all students who come with different language backgrounds. And we can start doing those for September in May or in June. And also we can do them right before school starts, but it's always best to have this evaluation done as quickly.
Good evening. My name is Pat Lenahan, and I'm the supervisor of Visual and Performing Arts for the school district. We have one of the most highly regarded visual and performing arts programs in the state, and arguably the country. We have exceptional teachers who push students to their maximum potential. We see evidence of this in our performances and art exhibitions. For this reason, students tend to take more than the minimum 5 credits. We are proud that there is a place for every student in our program. In every discipline, there's an introductory level course. It's not necessarily an easy course, but one that will meet students at their level and help them move to the next. The PHS program of studies can be overwhelming. Some students want to take every course in the catalog in their first year. Students sometimes ask, can I take choir and drama or art and orchestra? And the answer is yes. Maybe not every year, but it is possible to take 2 arts electives. When students ask, can I take band, choir, orchestra, art, drama, dance, computer science, and more, I do have to say no, you will need to make some choices. And I'm here tonight to explain some of those choices. In our visual art program, all freshmen and new students interested in visual art should take Studio Art 1. This is a 2-dimensional and 3-dimensional experience. This course is appropriate for all students, no matter where they are in their level of experience, and it is part of a sequence that prepares students for the collegiate level should they choose to pursue study at art schools. We explore skills, techniques, and conceptual ideas. And this is a full-year course that meets every day. As I said, there is a sequence of critical skills, and we generally don't permit jumping of levels. All students start at Studio Art 1, so they don't miss any critical steps, processes, or mediums. Please be assured that we meet students where they are and challenge them to their fullest potential. For your future planning, we begin college portfolio prep in the Studio Art 2 classes. In our music program, questions usually arise about auditions. For our band program, we do require a placement audition for every student so that that student can be placed in the appropriate ensemble. Our band directors will visit PUMS, the Cranberry School, and the Charter School sometime in February and March during the school day so that this placement audition can be completed. If you are currently attending another school, please email Mr. Bon Jovi to set up an audition time. Because of the exceptional quality of the program, competition for some of these ensembles is tough, but please be assured that you will be placed fairly, and your placement will give you the most appropriate experience so that you can continue to improve. In our orchestra program, there are 2 ensembles for which freshmen are eligible: Repertoire Orchestra and Sinfonia. There is no audition requirement for Repertoire Orchestra, but you must audition for Sinfonia. Please email Mr. Lauren for a private audition. In our choir program, there is no audition required for freshmen. Our freshmen, if they are sopranos or altos, will register for Chorale 1, and our tenors and basses will register for Chorale 2. In our theater arts program, we have drama classes which are offered during the school day, as well as an after-school program in which we produce large-scale productions. Each of our drama classes also produces a play, and the Drama 1 play is usually held in early May. In addition, students can audition for our fall play and spring musical, and these auditions are open to all students from freshman through senior year. These productions do require extensive after-school commitment, and your student may also be interested in our technical crew, and you can look for information about this club opportunity in the fall. Our dance program is an exciting class. It's a full-year course. There is no audition requirement, and we study various dances, from ballroom to Latin to contemporary. There are also opportunities for students to choreograph their own dances. Just like all of our performing arts classes, you can repeat this dance class from year to year in which we perform different dances. I invite you to come see one of our concerts or plays or attend an art show, and this will help you to start to make some of those choices. I want to welcome you to Princeton High School, and I look forward to seeing you continue to grow over the next 4 years.
School year. Your student's current case manager and the 9th grade case manager will work together to deliver a seamless transition, and that is always our goal. If you have any additional questions or concerns that focus around special education, please feel free to email me at the email address provided on the screen. And welcome to Princeton High School, and I look forward to working with you in the near future.
For the most up-to-date athletic information, please visit our website. Now that we've heard about all the courses that Princeton High School has to offer, it is time for your child to select their courses. 8th grade students met with myself and Mrs. Ligas over the past week and heard all about Princeton High School. At the end of January and early February, you will meet with your school counselor and will begin the course selection process. It's very important that you spend the time between now and our first visit to Cranberry School on January 25th, reviewing the program of studies and using that time management tool to make informed decisions for next year. All registration appointments this year will be done via Zoom. We meet with Cranberry on January 25th, the charter school on the 27th, and at PUMS, it will be the week of February 2nd and 9th. The dates will vary depending on your cohort. We then send a course request verification letter in April and a final one in June. Please contact your counselor if there are any changes. The final verification in June will take a look at your final grades in your subject areas. So as I noted earlier in the presentation, your placement may vary based upon your performance between now and June. Schedule changes must be requested within 10 days of us releasing that course verification, as we do need to build a schedule for all students for the fall. Students always want to know when will they receive their schedule. Well, for our rising freshmen, this is the one time that you are literally number one. Our freshmen receive their schedules during orientation in August. So if you have an older sibling, you will be happy to know you will have your schedule before them. Some more helpful hints as you look at your classes. Again, please review the program of studies and pick selections prior to your registration date. It's really smart to have between 4 and 5 backup electives that you're interested in as well. Use the time management tool to help your child make good choices. Sit down. What a wonderful thing to do over a family meal. Come prepared with questions. Your school counselors are ready and equipped to help and support you. Please don't forget to remind your child of their appointment too. When we're in person, we can always walk down to that classroom and grab that student. Using Zoom is going to bring some more unique challenges, so we hope that you are able to remember your time slot and that you and your child attend your meeting. There will be more information to come about exciting additional orientation events. We really are thrilled to welcome you to Princeton High School. Please save the date for the new student orientation. Right now it's scheduled for August 26th, pending our final school calendar. This is the event I talked about earlier where your child will receive their school schedule. In addition to that, they will have a tour and be able to meet some key faculty here at Princeton High School. There's more information to follow. This is only one step in your child's comprehensive orientation programming. As you know, there is a Google form available where we invite you to ask questions, and I will release an FAQ shortly. In addition to that, hot off the presses, I look forward to inviting you onto campus in the spring, depending on social distancing guidelines. It is our goal to have an in-person event where you can see how wonderful Princeton High School is, and we can again tell you about all the incredible opportunities that await. To contact individuals at Princeton High School, it's always first name, last name at princetonk12.org. You can also go to our website where there's information on supervisors, teachers, and administration. Thank you so much for taking some time with us today. We are excited for your child's journey at Princeton High School, and we welcome you.